What's happening, everybody? My name is Charles Blades, and this is the Current Gaming Podcast, episode 67, and I am joined by none other than the magnanimous Aaron Weeks. How's it going, buddy?
Good, man. I went to a public restroom the other day, like a Speedway, so I stopped it. I was like doing some stuff for work. I was going to another place, and I went to Speedway to get like a Gatorade and go to the bathroom.
Of course.
And there was another gentleman in the bathroom.
So this isn't one of those bathrooms where you gotta go get the key and it has like a fucking ruler on it?
No, there were like two urinals in like a stall.
Alright, cool.
And he was at one of the urinals and didn't think anything of it, just went to the other urinal, started to pee, and this guy like finished his business. You know how you gotta do like the little shake to...
Yeah, he started beating off.
This guy was trying to rip his dick off.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking doing this.
I get that way at work when I'm wearing like chinos because I don't want to get pee on them because it'd be very embarrassing.
No, so, this guy was like...
You don't wear underpants underneath it?
I do, but like when you're putting... The act of putting it back in, it kind of creates like a pulling force and then like some pee can come out because it's kind of like... It's like from the base, you know?
Bring it down. This is science with Chucky V. Bring it down.
Like you're bringing it back in the
centrifugal
fly.
Force makes it work.
So you have like a forward pressure, you know? So you really have to get it all out before you make that
okay, but it shouldn't look like you're wrestling a wild animal when you shake your dick.
Worst case scenario, when you walk out, just drop some water on yourself. You're good to go, man. You know
I usually pee in the stall and then wipe. I think that's the best way to do it.
You wipe?
Yeah.
What do you wipe?
Just the tip with like a toilet paper.
Nah.
I think that's totally...
I have never... I mean, do what you want. Do what you will.
The safest and quickest way to
do
make
what
sure.
thou wilt.
The safest is to sit down.
There's none...
No, I'm not sitting down.
None on there.
That's
guaranteed,
weird, but...
every time.
I'm not sitting down when I pee, but you do what you
I think it's a good idea.
I don't.
Usually I do just sit down.
All I'm saying is I didn't think anything of this until out of the corner of my eye I see this guy looking like he's like punching himself in the dick, and I realized he's literally just shaking.
Does he have one hand up here? Is he drunk? You're
I don't
Speedway,
know.
probably not.
I stood there like even after I was done pissing, waiting for him to be done for fear that he would notice me and try to talk to me or something.
Yeah,
I was like, I stood there until he left, and then I left.
Yeah, you gotta get out of there as much as possible.
Yeah.
David Morgan, who was left off of Barbie Dreams, the third Nicki Minaj verse. How you doing this week?
What's that?
She
has a new album called Queen.
She has a new album called Queen, and the song Barbie Dreams, which samples a Biggie Smalls song. She raps about having sex with a bunch of rappers.
Cool.
And you got left off of those things. But she did have sex with you, but you didn't make the final cut. You didn't make the final cut of the album.
Gotcha.
You having a good week?
I'm good. I moved in.
Yeah.
I still have a few things I need to get out of boxes, but for the most part, the apartment's sorted. It's very nice. It's my first 2-day weekend in a long time this weekend, so I'm just taking it in.
Yeah.
Playing a lot of WoW with this guy. Reviewing a lot this month. Reviewing Divinity 2 on PS4. What's going on?
He's just squeaking everything imaginable.
Death's Gambit I got a code for, and Hypergun also. And
nice.
WoW, and the WoW expansion. So
nice.
Lots of reviews coming your way, courtesy of me.
How's your WoW review shaping up? You think it's going to be...
I guess it's not embargoed. I can say
yeah.
whatever I want. Now I'm thinking right now as of 1:15, which is not a fair... I'm going to wait as long as my editor will let me.
It's 2:35.
You got to get to... You got to get to 120 before you do.
I'm going to get to 120, and I'm going to do a few heroics. It's just hard because
heroics are really hard, I think.
Usually what happens is reviewers, I would give it a 9 if I had to. And I think it's a fantastic leveling experience. I think the cutscenes are very good. I think the engine is starting to show its age a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I've seen a couple articles about that.
But I think it's for what it is and for how much they can build off of that same core value, the core game, it's as good as it can be. So, but most of the time what happens is reviewers like it because they do the leveling experience, and then a month or two later there's no content that people like, so the expansion gets a bad rap like WoD, like Warlords of Draenor. So yeah, I like it. It's good so far. Review's probably going to be positive.
Ironically enough, too, it's everybody was pissed off about the writing. Until
just turn that way.
Yeah. Everybody was pissed off about the writing because of this burning at Teldrassil or whatever, and I think this is the best, the most well written, well acted.
Now
expansion.
After hearing the voice acting and seeing all the characters like Jaina, being Alliance helps.
I think they're writing Sylvanas into the ground, but other than that, I think it's been.
That's
really
a
good.
bummer, but that's that's the one bad thing. The rest Jaina's writing. All of the Coltiris, clans or families are all really well, their backstories are well fleshed out, and the old gods shit, I'm so into.
That's gonna be cool. Also, worth noting that neither one of us is playing Horde, so we don't know.
Yeah, well, we can quest there. They have Alliance quests, which is another thing we were talking about. That's a huge effort for them to make 2 totally different continents and then have like a little bit of overlap. 2 different
Have
ways.
Alliance and Horde have 2 entirely different campaigns.
Well, we can talk about that in a bit.
Yeah, you guys are
that's
fine.
that's my
I don't
big
care.
intro. I don't know how many WoW players are.
Yeah, I don't know. You got it all off on the front. This is the Current Game Podcast. We got a medium-sized news week this week. That's where I'm going to put it.
You
at.
just start,
Medium.
just make a scale.
I'll make a scale.
You didn't say we got a good episode for you guys today.
The Scoville Index for news hotliness. This first, I don't know what's going on.
I'm trying to get away from this, so
Just
I'm not
turn that way
tweaking
so the arm isn't like.
I don't want to be like sideways.
It's
though.
no,
Go turn
whatever.
this.
Anyway, this
That's
first
what I'm doing. This was
This
Oh, well.
first news story comes from Eddie Manouk over at GameSpot, and it's about the Elder Scrolls Legends crossplay and it possibly not coming to PS4 because of Sony's draconian policies in regards to crossplay. And it reads, the PlayStation 4 version of the Elder Scrolls Legends, this is, if you don't know, not of course, like why the fuck would you know this, is the Elder Scrolls card game that's like Hearthstone or whatever, and so on and so forth. Is in question due to Sony's stance on crossplay. Bethesda's Pete Hines told Eurogamer that crossplay and cross-progression support is essential for Legends, and with Sony not allowing crossplay, that presents a problem. Quote, we continue to make our case that this is how it needs to work, and this is how it needs to function, he said. Quote, but we are moving ahead with the assumption that any platform we release on must support cross-progression and cross-play. I am well aware of the conflict that arises given that statement, but we are continuing to work on it, end quote. Hines went on to say that Bethesda is in communication with Sony and all other platform holders about crossplay, saying, quote, we need everybody to be on board and understand. Nintendo, Microsoft, this is how we're proceeding. I don't want anybody to think we're trying to single out Sony because we're not. They clearly are. These conversations are things that we have with everybody, including Apple and Google. So Elder Scrolls Legends, none of us were going to play that, right? I played Hearthstone I got into it for like a good 3-4 months where I was really into it.
You gotta play WoW, dude. You appreciate it so much more.
But like, I only played it because like I was in like 2 classes that I didn't really want to pay attention to and like to play it on my laptop. But I'm not like, we played Magic for a little while, so we like, I don't hate trading card games, it's just like, I'm not into the spending money on it, like continuously aspect of them.
It's ironic because we spent a lot of money on Magic.
Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. And like, looking back, we shouldn't have.
No.
But you know, whatever. So be it. But I think there's a little difference of like a physical trading card game because you're like actually spending time. It's like a outdoor activity, not outdoor activity.
Outdoor.
Well,
like,
the difference,
Going to picnics.
The difference is, are they tradable in Hearthstone? The cards.
Yeah.
So they have.
I think so.
They have value. It's just not physical. I mean, I think that's like not a big distinct. Like,
Are they? I don't know if they are.
The value of the cards comes from being able to play the game with them. So as long as a card game is digital and you can play the game and they're tradable, the value's the same.
Yeah, I mean, yes, that's true, but at the same time, like, I don't know, there's just something more mystique
I
to
get
doing
it. I
something
get it.
in
I think
person.
Artifact will probably have. You gotta think Steam trading.
Who knows, man? Who knows? I left off a story in here. Did you see Steam accidentally put up the Twitch competitor called Steam TV on accident?
Oh, really?
Like, they're making a Twitch competitor that no one knew about, and they accidentally put it up and then brought it back down.
How does that happen?
It's
Like,
fucking
Oops!
hilarious.
I hit the live button. It's just
Hilarious.
That's great. I want more Twitch competitors. Well, Twitch is not doing anything. We're getting off topic. Twitch is not doing anything malicious.
I don't know. Twitch has
maybe
problems.
I do.
Twitch has problems. Is Steam the one that's going to solve
But
those
Twitch
problems?
Prime
No.
is such a
like
good
before a
deal.
Twitch competitor, we need like a YouTube competitor.
Twitch is, I would say, is
YouTube
trying.
competitor has to happen. Like now.
I don't.
YouTube sucks.
It's crazy to me that there's not
YouTube
anything
isn't
Their
great.
policies or what?
Yeah.
The service is amazing. The behind the scenes inside baseball.
Yeah, but,
stuff
like,
sucks.
I don't know. Like, I don't. Like, you guys are saying, yeah, we need this.
I'm not saying we need it. It's just crazy
Competition
to
is
me
only
that they
good.
literally have a monopoly on internet video.
Yes
Like you
and
said.
no.
Unless you go to Dailymotion and for like softcore, because
But,
they
like,
have that there.
I don't
That's the only
I don't
difference.
understand. Like, I mean, I understand from a content creator's perspective what they would want more out of a YouTube thing, but like, I don't know. Like, I don't. We're getting way off topic. But
Because this is like, what is this story? Sony doesn't allow crossplay. Yeah.
all right.
I mean, I'm not blaming us for putting it on here. I'm blaming like them for making this statement, and by us I mean you. I'm blaming them for making this like vague statement that's literally, we're being impartial. Big bad guy Sony doesn't want to play ball. Like, we fucking know. I keep bringing it up, but like,
It's like kind of annoying to me that he was like dodging the fact that he was talking about
Obviously,
Sony. Like,
have they followed up since that one update where they were like, we're gonna work on it? That was like
What,
2 months
the
ago. They made a
PS4?
statement on crossplay. They said,
Oh yeah, no, they have.
we're trying to find the best solution for everyone. I think they're just waiting for people to stop talking about it, and they're just gonna.
I mean, I feel like people like there's been like so. All right, that like is why it's not why I put the story on here. Obviously, I think this has a new aspect in that somebody is potentially keeping their game off PlayStation because they don't support crossplay at this point. That being said, Elder Scrolls Legends is not going to be
who the fuck
a huge game. I mean, like, I think some people will play it. Like,
to be fair, ESO is pretty popular.
Yeah, like, and I think, it's ESO is a niche of people that like MMOs plus Elder Scrolls. This will be a niche of people that like Elder Scrolls plus trading card games. You know what I'm saying?
It doesn't give them the clout to make grand statements like this. Like, probably not.
No.
But it's still nice to hear them.
But what I wanted to say is, like, I feel like the Fortnite stuff happened, and then it's like 2 months later, and besides this, like, we're not talking about it anymore, and like I feel like apathy is how they get away.
That's
with
how they get
this
away
kind of
with
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Or changing the subject, like by doing something really outrageous every single week, so that people stop thinking about the last outrageous thing you did.
That's another
It's
Something
also kind
I
of crazy
forget.
because I feel like nobody cared about this until Fortnite like had crossplay.
I remember, like, I remember talking about it to you guys when like Rocket League was trying to do it.
They kind of came
more.
up with Rocket League.
But like. But Fortnite, like it's universally good. There is no downside to this for the gaming public at large. For developers at large,
but
the only person it is a downside for are the platform holders.
Yeah.
Like, so, like...
And even then, isn't it now an upside? Because now...
It's an upside to Xbox.
Now people are going to start... Like, if I wanted to play with more people, I'd buy an Xbox at this point. Like, if Sony keeps... They're in the lead now, but if they keep this up, they're going to lose it. Because...
I don't know.
People are more... I mean, you could say, like, exclusives. Yeah, but... I don't know. Like, yeah, alright. Microsoft needs... They have this, but they also need some fucking games that don't suck. Like, We Happy Few blows. Like, that game sucked.
The game's on everything, actually.
Is it? It's on PS4?
Yeah.
But they bought that studio.
They bought that studio, yeah.
So that's what I mean.
Yeah,
They're,
but
like,
that's the word. It's terrible. It's like 63 on
It's
that
broken
sucks.
and terrible. Rotten Tomatoes?
How about that?
But no, they're investing in the wrong studios and the wrong games.
Let's have a discussion about that. Fuck this whole conversation. Is Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic better?
Metacritic. I have a good reason. I thought about this.
What do you
yesterday.
think?
I don't pay attention to reviews.
All right, I think Rotten Tomatoes is better.
There's a distinct difference, and I'll tell you what it is. A movie that has a 65 on Metacritic could have a 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I think it's like 70 or above.
Whatever constitutes.
All right, so the
Rotten Tomatoes is like willingness to recommend, right?
Right,
It's
yeah.
a positive
Basically, if you
or
give a
negative
review like a 70 or above, it gets counted as fresh.
Yeah.
If you give it less than 70, it's not
It's
fresh.
binary.
It's like,
And then
it's
they
yes or
aggregate
no.
the binary reviews, which I think is stupid because there's a big difference between a movie that is a 10 and a movie that is a 7. And I want to know where in there it lies. I think Rotten Tomatoes is good for like an at a glance, like, should I watch this?
And that's what I'm saying. I think that is what review aggregators should be, is at a glance, is
Well,
this
that's kind of
worth
what you're
my
looking
time?
for anyway with those kind of things, right? Is you want to be able to jump on and be like, okay, that's worth seeing. And then
But
go.
I mean, okay.
I don't need the, like, molecular, like, insular
No,
fucking,
I take
you know
it
what I'm
back
saying?
though because I would rather, if I'm trying to decide between two movies, like I go to Rotten Tomatoes and it's like 93, 98, and I go to like Metacritic and it's like 71, 87.
Alright, also, if a movie's getting a 71 on Metacritic, it definitely isn't getting a 90
well,
on
whatever.
Rotten
I mean,
Tomatoes. I just wanted to be
it
clear.
could though.
Also, like you were saying, there's a big difference between a 7 and a 10. Like, you're not wrong, but you're still going to see a 7, and you're still going to see a 10. So, like, if you see that a movie's a 7 versus a 10, are you going to be like, well, fuck it, I'm not seeing it? So, like,
I'd rather
my point
watch
would
the
be,
10,
and
probably.
right, you would, but my point would be, like, you could look at Rotten Tomatoes, and it's like, okay, movie's worth seing. You don't really need to know that it's a 7 or a 10 unless you're trying to, like...
personally-
I agree. I like that better.
I like to know because I think if a review site is using a scale that they deem appropriate, Metacritic does it like in the opposite way.
In
Like,
the way... I'm sorry.
if you grade it on like, and which I guess could be seen as a bad thing, but like The Onion uses like a letter grade scale. So Metacritic puts that as accurately as they can into their 1 to 100 scale, and then puts that into their like aggregate score.
But like that's dumb. Like I think personally,
I don't-
like a letter scale that's literally like based off of like grades is not the same as a
because
number
if the
scale.
if
AV
AV Club
Club.
gives something an F, they say it's like a 0. Like they don't just say it's a 60 or something.
But like I don't like I don't agree with that. Like,
I think
number one, I don't agree
connotation
with that.
is the
Also, the
same.
way Metacritic works is like they weight different things differently, which could be a good or a bad thing. But like
That I disagree with. That's why I like OpenCritic over Metacritic, but OpenCritic doesn't do film.
Yeah.
Metacritic weighting certain sites higher than others is bullshit, and also pretty much gatekeeping. So fuck that. But I think that OpenCritic's OpenCritic versus Metacritic. We can all say OpenCritic, right?
what?
For video games.
Yeah, but that's a different discussion. Those are both still like aggregating and then giving you the number. The Rotten Tomatoes method and the Metacritic method are inherently
Tomatoes
different.
is
I love how
garbage.
meta this is. We're like reviewing review sites.
It's so wish.
Because I was hyping it up too much with a medium news topic. It's boring.
Rotten Tomatoes is too extreme. I don't like the binary nature of it.
I do I know that way you don't I don't have to go in and see is something I don't
want a review that's like fans of the genre should see this to be rated the same as a review that's like
I feel
this
like
is an all-time classic.
I don't think fucking movies are getting 90s on Rotten Tomatoes that aren't worth seeing in my opinion.
Oh, totally, all the time that happens.
I don't feel like that happens.
Well, I want to go.
But
and
let's go on Rotten Tomatoes right now.
See
Fill time for me right now.
See what's higher, because I would just, wouldn't you rather just know? I mean, it's the same, right? It puts a green on Metacritic if it's positive, so it's if you want to see the movie, that shouldn't stop you. But I would rather know if it's I think there's a big difference between even an 8 and a 7, So I'd like to know that before I decide on which one I'm gonna watch that night, because I don't have time to watch every 70 or above on Rotten. A 70 on Rotten Tomatoes is not good almost. It's not a good score because you're
I'm bringing up the movies right now.
30% of critics are it's
I'm bringing up. All right, Hereditary has a 89, totally great score.
For Rotten Tomatoes, that's not that great.
How was that?
Because
I have almost nothing to add to this. I don't look at reviews.
Mission Impossible has a. It also not to mention it also tells you the other score that shit gets.
that's the audience score.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yes.
Oh yeah, you're right. Anyway, Mission Impossible is supposed to be good. Everybody likes that movie. In 97.
Okay, here's the difference. Hereditary has a higher Metacritic score than Mission Impossible.
All right.
So why the fuck does Mission Impossible have a 97?
But here's the thing. It's not there's not this ultimate paradigm where going back in the annals of history I'm going to be well, that got a higher score, so this must be better. I can see both of these movies and judge which one I like more.
What I don't understand is if it's a binary thing, how does this one have an 89 and this has a 97?
Because if 100 critics rated Hereditary, 89 of them gave it a 70 or above.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Or 11 of them gave it.
I almost just see it as a recommended or not. If it's high enough,
and I think that's more worthwhile.
That it's a positive review. Sure, you
Crazy
could
Rich
say
Asians 82. That was pretty solid. I like it.
If it's so backwards.
Mile 29 is a 20.
What is that?
Mile 22. Jesus Christ. Christopher Robin has a 70. Slender Man with an 11. I like this. I like movies getting shit on like this if they suck. Because Slender Man probably has a 60 on fucking Metacritic.
It's worth less that they get catapulted if they're
that
decent.
Movie was bad from what I heard.
I don't know, but I'm you know what I'm saying? Because it goes the opposite way too. If a movie is a 60 on Metacritic, it can be a 10 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Obviously, when you're trying to shit on Batman v Superman, you're gonna pull up the Rotten Tomatoes score because it's much lower. But at the same time, I don't think every fucking 7 out of 10 film should have a 90%. What does that mean? That's just.
It means that most people are yeah, go check this movie out.
I just don't.
I like that.
I like the specific. I like review sites and I like review aggregator sites, so I like the nitty gritty.
I don't like the whole. Well, this scored 1 point better than this, so
a 79 and an 80 has kept me from buying a game before.
That's what I'm saying. If the one thing is 1 point better than this, then it's you can I'm arguing with Aaron that I think fucking Mario Tennis is better than fucking Super Strikers or something like that, and I'm well, the Metacritic score's higher. It's fuck you. I hate this argument now. This argument is no longer fun.
I just use it to. Usually, if I think I'm really gonna like something, I will be whatever. If it's not rating that high, because the new No More Heroes game I'm gonna buy. For example, that game probably won't review that well, so I'm not strictly. Usually I use it to see if I should check out something I wasn't going to, but rarely will I let it turn me off of something that I was interested in previously. I mean, that happens, obviously, but...
See, it does me. That's why I don't really look at reviews, because if I'm really excited about something and I see it's got a 12 on fucking... I mean, that's dramatic, obviously.
Yeah.
But if it's got a really low review, it's it bums me out. I don't really
Black Klansman was good, too. I saw it. was 96 on there.
That's so high.
Ending's
what
a little
was
weird.
Slender's Metacritic?
Oh, I didn't look it up.
It's a 20... 4.
No, I want it to be like a 69, just for the
And
sake of
it's
my
like
argument.
low.
It could go. I mean, they're super. It's super weird.
29.
What does like what the fuck does like The Descent have on? Because that movie fucking sucks. Anyone that says that's a good horror movie.
And also the other thing I like about apparently Panda
I was
is
like,
really
what the
good.
fuck?
Death of a Nation's apparently terrible. I'm sorry, I've been getting lost.
Well, that has a 1 on Metacritic, to be fair. Death of a Nation.
Death of a Nation.
It's
Is it like racist?
It's an
or
alt-right
something?
propaganda film.
Oh, is it really?
Literally comparing Trump to Abraham Lincoln. And
What
saying
the
that
fuck?
the Democrats are racist because back in the I don't know.
Dude, I want to go see this
You
movie
should
now.
see it.
I got the AMC stubs list, man. They don't charge me anyway.
It's that one guy, the one guy that you would probably know his name if you saw the director.
Oh, the fucking the religious dude, the super religious dude.
He's brown. I don't know anything else about him. His name's like
His name's Brown, or
no,
he's a black guy.
he is no, he's not. He's black. I think he might be Indian or something.
Oh, okay, never mind.
He's like a director that makes these
Is
movies.
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah.
Is the twist
Same
that Trump's
quality.
good?
Propaganda.
He's got a new movie coming out. What's it called? Glass or whatever?
I have no
He's been
idea.
on the sort of uptick, Shyamalan.
What do
He
you
made
guys
that-
think of M. Night Shyamalan? Well, fuck this news story.
I
We're
mean,
just talking about
what
whatever.
the fuck is it? This is a video game.
We're talking about
podcast.
whatever the fuck, man. We're 21 minutes in. We're
Sixth
talking
Sense
about
is
whatever.
an
the fuck.
all-time classic.
Sixth Sense is good.
Yeah.
What do you
I didn't have it spoiled, and I saw it last year, and I was
How
like,
did you not have it spoiled?
"What? He was dead the whole time?" I literally had that.
You know, I've
moment.
still never seen that movie all the way through.
How have you
Spoilers.
not like?
Swear to
no,
God.
it is not a spoiler. That is
Did not
That's
know.
like Darth
I've known
Vader.
that since,
That's
yeah.
literally on the quit of Darth Vader is Luke
Had
father.
no
Yeah.
fucking clue.
That's wild.
It was cool. I cried at the end.
Did you see The Village?
Yeah, what do you
yeah.
how do you guys feel about The Village?
It's-
The
Sucked.
Village is trash.
Sucked bad.
I remember I was so hyped because we read this book called
What, the Scarlet Letter?
No.
Or no, Crucible.
no, not the.
I don't know. I figured one of
Mr.
those
Fro-
fucking books.
It's a book called Running Out of Time. We read it in like 5th grade or something like that. It's about people that basically they live in a town.
Oh.
And
yeah.
like the catch of that book is like people can then watch, like they're in a museum basically and
Oh.
people watch them.
Cool.
But like The Village is like similar concept. I mean, you don't
Did
know
they-
it going
yeah,
in,
you didn't know.
but like I thought that like I knew the concept going into it, so I was like, oh, that's so cool. And then I fucking hated that.
Oh
movie.
yeah,
It
it's
was
not very
terrible. Also, I'm trying to think of the alien or Signs or whatever.
Did the
Science
Village
is
have like
good.
a supernatural thing
No.
going on too?
No,
Or
no, no,
that
no.
was the twist.
whole
was
twist
that it
was that
wasn't
it
super.
Was that
was
it
like-
wasn't, and that they were just scaring them.
It was
to,
like the
uh,
developmentally challenged guy running around in a costume or something,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's
The-
right. That's because they didn't want anybody to leave the village.
And he was just like, I was like,
because The
what?
Village was actually in like the 21st century or whatever.
Yeah, because like a plane flies over the.
Somebody
end.
like she runs up to like a highway, right? Like
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a fence, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh, all right.
What about Signs? Have you seen Signs? Signs is pretty good.
Science is great.
That was M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah,
Oh.
that's really good.
It's good. Good.
I like that
doesn't
they show you that.
doesn't have a big twist though, does it?
It doesn't. No.
Except for that
What?
it might be a metaphor
Did
for
he?
like.
Was the
religion.
happening? Was that M. Night?
That's M. Night Shyamalan.
Yes.
Oh boy.
The Happening is great, dude.
No, it's-
People underrate The Happening. It's not a good movie.
It's
That's
a
not what I'm
great
saying.
movie to watch.
It's yeah, exactly. And like The Happening is one of those movies that then it transcends to where it's good again, kind of. You know what I'm saying?
I don't
Yes.
know, man. It's like Marky Mark running around yelling at plants.
Yeah, that's why it's fun, dude. And
Isn't
there's
it
all,
the trees.
Yeah, it's
Killing
literally
people?
plants
Yeah, it's
get
the-
Well, I
mad.
thought it was
That's
if you looked at yourself in a mirror, you went blind.
no, that's another movie.
He
that
made
I
that.
don't know if M. Night Shyamalan did, but
What is that called?
What did he do? No, it was like
It's
the
called, like,
Devil's
Darkness or
Elevator or
something like
something.
there's one about a hotel where there's like a fucking like a genie in a swimming pool or something like
He
that.
also made Avatar. That
He
really
did do
Yeah,
the live
yeah.
action Avatar movie.
That was bad.
There's a line in this Juice WRLD song where Lil Uzi Vert says, "Tattoos on my face like I'm Avatar. That's why I stay riding on my oppas." And it's like the opposition, and then also he has
That's
like a
pretty-
buffalo or something.
that's
I'm not
pretty
sure. I'm
clever.
not a fucking nerd, but I thought that was a very cute line.
But then he made that late. He made The Visit was like it was okay, and then he
Was that
made,
the hotel one with the mermaid in the fucking?
No, that's
swimming
the one when
pool?
she goes to see her
I
grandparents.
swear there's one that's literally about Satan in an elevator. It's like
Oh no, he didn't make that. That's just
Oh,
a
okay.
schlocky
Drag
report.
needed hell. Is that
No,
what
I know what you're
I'm
talking about. You're talking
It's-
about the devil. I think it's literally
it
called
might
The
just,
Devil.
yeah, it's like the Devil's Elevator. I think is what
It's an elevator movie. The poster was
It's
cool.
an that's a genre.
It's
It's the whole thing
just
is in an elevator.
That's a fucking like if they're at the Oscars and the award for best elevator movie is gonna go to
Remember Open Water? That was
Yeah,
fucking boring.
yeah.
elevator scenes. How do you guys feel about bottle episodes in sitcoms? How do you feel about that, man?
You're
What?
gonna have to define
Like
the term for me.
when the whole episode takes place in like one room. Like they
Like-
get
like
trapped.
Fly
They get
in
trapped.
Breaking Bad?
They get like Fly and
That-
Breaking
that
Bad.
Is
episode
the
That's
episode
what
of
sucks.
Scrubs where they're talking to that old guy, is that considered a bottle episode?
Yep.
'Cause- okay.
Yeah,
That-
they're
that's
only
awesome.
in like his hospital room
Yeah.
or whatever. Yeah,
Those are awesome.
Or like the episode of Community where like they, I think Abed like brings it up in Community.
I feel like there's a few episodes like that.
The one in Community that he brings it up in is the one where they lose Annie's pen and he's like, no one is leaving the study room until we find this pen or whatever.
If they're done well, those can be awesome.
Let me remind you of Fly in Breaking Bad.
Fly and Breaking Bad, looking back in retrospect, great episode.
You think
It
so?
like shows him like.
But we all just got
the
pissed 'cause
psycho-
we were, like, waiting
Yeah, we
for
didn't
the plot.
understand. We didn't understand.
Well, if you
Also, wasn't that like one of those episodes where something huge had happened and then there was like.
Yeah, it's like the episode after. I'm pretty sure it's like the episode after. What's her name dies, right?
So you're waiting for some kind of conclusion to
Jane
that, and then
dies.
there's.
Was
yeah.
it?
I think it is. I could be
It's
completely
a pacing
wrong.
episode. It's
There's
there
some
for-
like Jesse is doing something weird in that episode.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul is supposed to be good apparently. What
It's
the fuck's
great.
up with that?
I've seen it.
Have
I've
you
watched
seen it?
two seasons.
I have not watched any of it, but I don't know why you're surprised by that.
I'm
People
like
are like
shocked.
it's as good as
People
Breaking
that
Bad.
like because people are saying that it's as good as
That's
Breaking
shocking for sure.
I
but,
mean,
like,
people
I'm-
just don't watch it because they think it's like a silly spin-off show, but it's
Because
like
100%
really good.
that's what it was marketed
But
as.
it's so actually good though,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it builds
I'll
that
check it out.
universe like so well.
But I
And
don't,
Mike's in
that's the other
Is
thing.
it
is, like,
after
I don't
Breaking
care.
Bad
No,
or
it's before Breaking Bad.
Before that sucks. Like I don't.
But there's like flash forwards, right?
I don't
like,
know.
I think there's like because like the first scene I
I've
watched
only
the
seen,
first
like,
two
two
episodes
seasons.
or something like that. The first scene of it is like him working at the Cinnabon that he like said he was gonna.
Spin-offs
work
just bum me out because it's like you're wishing for the thing that was, and it's
You
just,
will think that until you've seen like 6 episodes, and then you'll just be like, "Yeah, Saul's great. I want to watch more of his story."
Frasier's
like,
a spinoff. Frasier's fantastic.
I can't get into Frasier.
What is
Frasier's
Frasier's
awesome.
spin-off of?
Cheers.
Frasier's for like old people.
No, Frasier is fucking fire.
Yeah, people love Frasier.
When I was a
Like,
kid, I loved Frasier. It's like the way people like Seinfeld. That's how I liked Frasier.
See, those shows I hated when I was a
I
little kid.
hate Seinfeld.
Of course you did, because you were like, "This isn't a cartoon."
Dude, I
Yeah,
fucking-
basically.
I fucking was on YouTube last night looking at dumb videos, and it was this video of Gwen Stefani's "Holla Back Girl," but to the Seinfeld theme song, like or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And it matches up perfectly. It's fucking fantastic.
So we're just a talk show now.
Yeah, we're just talking about whatever.
So should we just cut this and put it at the end, or just?
Why? I don't fucking care.
I don't care.
No, I don't care.
Fuck it. Fuck
We're
it. all.
having fun. We're just talking about
I'm
whatever.
having a good time.
Yeah.
You want to get to the next
what
story?
are they doing?
What are they? What are who? Oh, the viewers behind it. What if this one gets like
What if
8,000 views?
This timestamp is just gonna be like fucking to talk
Yeah, I
about
put it
nothing.
5 minutes is the timestamp, and then 27 minutes. Like, goddamn, they had a lot to say on crossplay, didn't they? All right, yeah, we can go on to the next story
Video
if you guys
games.
want to. It is from Kirk.
Do you want me to read this
McNeed.
one?
Do you want to?
I don't know.
Kirk McNeed over at VG247. Why?
I just don't want you to feel like you're.
It's about Dishonored being put to rest.
That's sad. Dude.
Put on ice, basically.
It doesn't sell.
And it comes
Yeah.
from VG247. In an interview with VG247, Arcane Studios lead designer Ricardo Baer confirmed that the Dishonored IP is being shelved for the foreseeable future, saying, quote, "I can't say definitively what might happen down the road. Anything can happen, but Dishonored is resting for now." While Baer's comments are no doubt disappointing to Dishonored fans, they are also not feeling surprised. They are also not very surprising, giving the mainline story of the previous Dishonored games reaching a very natural feeling ending with the conclusion of Death of the Outsider. So yeah, you guys don't think Dishonored's coming back anytime soon?
I mean, it hopefully will eventually, but
They'll make another. They'll keep making immersion sims. I don't want to see more Dishonored right now. I feel like we've explored that.
see, I
to
love
its
that world.
completion.
They could give me as much of that. As,
I'm okay. I'm cool if they make a new IP that's like same genre. I'm cool with that.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm not super bummed about it, but at the same time, I would be excited for another Dishonored. Like
And
that.
also, I see the not sales like Dishonored 2 didn't sell well like at all.
No.
which
But,
sucks
like,
because that was a really good game.
the first Dishonored sold pretty well, and like if you look at it, like Dishonored 2 came out in like a very crowded like window in like the fall
Yeah.
when like Call of Duty and Battlefield or no, Battlefront was coming out or something like that, and like I feel like it gets shit on a little too much because of that for its sales, but that game was awesome.
It had one of the
Sims-
best, like most well-designed levels I've ever seen in a game.
Which
like that.
which
Clockwork-
one? There's like 3.
The Clockwork Mansion was the one I was thinking of, but there's
I'm,
a few that are
the
like
fucking
that.
the
All of
time
them were
one.
good.
The
That one was
that
really
one
good,
is
yeah.
fucking fantastic. That's better than Titanfall's like thing. That
I
was
need to
the
go back
same
and
thing.
see if they fixed the performance on PS4.
I never had
It never bothered me
Yeah.
like at all.
Yeah,
Just
I
the
mean,
just
issue.
the clock, the time when you had that thing on, it was like rendering 2 zones at once. It got a little, but it didn't. And the Clockwork Mansion stuff kind of fucked.
The Clockwork Mansion was fucking
It's-
incredible.
That
was
honestly,
so-
like, I think it got overhyped for me a little bit. I like the time stuff better, but the Clockwork Mansion was really good.
Was that
the time stuff
Titanfall
was
doing
cool,
that
but-
too very well? Remember
Yeah,
the
I said that.
Titanfall? Oh, sorry.
Just said that.
I didn't even play that. I don't like those games. I tried. I don't like them.
Titanfall 2 is good.
I didn't even finish the campaign. Like that's how much
It's
I don't
really
like it.
good.
I
It's really
don't
good.
like it.
Weirdo. All right.
Like it, like story.
I don't like mech shit. That's why I was bummed about Anthem.
mech shit's
Story
great.
wise, it's trash. Like it's who cares?
Yeah,
they're
it's
all
not good.
they're all
But the
throwaway
levels-
characters. But like
the
the
level
level
you're going
design
through,
is like next
They're
level.
like
good.
building
I care
houses.
so little about everything in that game that I
Did you get to the level where they're building houses with big conveyor belts like IKEA? And
I
you're
did
running
like the
around?
first 2 missions. I think
It gets. It's fine.
It does get way better.
Anyway,
when you're, like,
Dishonored.
when you're not like on the planet surface or whatever, and it's like,
Yeah.
dude, bro, it gets
It's
way
so
better.
cool.
Anyway, that's it for Dishonored. I hope we see it back soon, and they should continue to make more immersive Sims. This next story comes from Alex Walker over at Kotaku, and it's about more IGN plagiarism stuff and Philip Mewson. I made a Mucinex joke.
yeah.
last
You're like
week.
the fifth one.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen it. I was so proud of
maybe you
myself.
were the first because I didn't see until.
It was like
like
a hot news story. It was like 2 days old when we talked about it.
yeah.
Anyway, following an internal investigation, IGN staffers, this is more stuff about it. It's not just that he plagiarized stuff. IGN staffers have revealed that the company is in the process of removing most, if not all, of the work produced by its former Nintendo editor, Philip Mewson, who left the company over plagiarism allegations last week. Reviews have started to come down, including I keep like wanting to say Mewson, but I know it's Mewson. Mewson's reviews of Skyrim on Switch and Skyrim and Doom on Switch, with a note saying this article has been removed due to concerns over similarities to work of other authors. The outlet has indicated that it will re-review those games in the future, and it's also come to light that Mewson's plagiarized work from fellow IGN staffers, and the allegations have grown. Oh, and then there was a thing, I meant to make a note, but there's a thing in Kotaku where one of like the former IGN like staffers is like, "Yo, bro, what the fuck? Fuck
It was
you."
the what's that game that just came out on the Switch that everybody's playing? Octopath Traveler.
Yeah.
It was that one.
Yeah, and like he was like in another video that they were doing about Octopath, like where he was giving his thoughts on it, he literally just said what the IGN review said. It was like, Jesus Christ.
Did you see the thing about his LinkedIn profile?
And yeah, his
This
LinkedIn profile.
motherfucker plagiarized his resume.
Yeah, that's what we're
That I don't want to say that's like okay, but like I don't
That's
know.
maybe the most forgivable.
Like,
It's
I don't
just-
care.
It's more
resumes
funny
are
than
bullshit.
That's
yeah.
funny, yeah. The resumes are just like I'm a hard
It's
worker.
just like
and
you've
then
got
it's, like,
all these
creative
other
ways.
things, and it's like even your fucking like.
And it goes,
yeah.
it doesn't get better. And the allegations have grown to include incidents of reading excerpts from Shantae the Half Genie Hero and Super Mario Odyssey that appeared word for word on Wikipedia. The rest of the story, and then yeah, it goes on to them.
He challenged people to find more. Did he really think that like nobody would just find every scrap?
He's one of
his
those people that was
career?
like in high school and was like proud of being one of the smart kids, like in AP classes and shit, but got through it just by
He was Nick
copying.
Schulteis.
Direct dig.
Copying everybody else's shit.
The digs. No, I totally. It's like, why would you so blatantly and so often? If he had come out and said, we'll just bleep it. If he had come out and said,
What?
like, I was swamped, I didn't have time to meet this deadline, which I've felt before, and just been like, hey, I don't want to write this right now, or I can't get it out on embargo, like.
Or just say, hey,
People
I'm
were
not gonna do
expecting
this.
that, but his response now makes more sense in hindsight, seeing as how he had no defense for anything because he's done this his whole life. So he's just normalized it to himself, and I just wow, it's so
That
crazy.
is work to him. Is like, all right, guess I gotta find somebody to fucking copy from.
It's so crazy to me. I just like you had a salaried position at one of the most lucrative and well respected, at least for most.
I don't know if
people.
it's lucrative, but
Well, I mean, okay,
I mean, he's making good
you're
money,
making
but,
enough
like,
money to live
As far as
writing
being
about.
successful as a
Yeah,
games journalist,
video game.
works
and you
out.
and more so you can then launch your like other careers.
Yes, you're not like
You can become a name.
you're not living off scraps.
Instead, he
working
tanked
IGN.
any hope of a job.
And he just fucked, like we said last week.
100%. He's become an alt-right YouTuber. 100%.
Just can't.
I am certain of
He's
it.
been completely radio silent since he took down that video.
I am certain
Hasn't tweeted, hasn't anything.
that
doing
he
his
will be-
research. I'm
he
like,
will become an
serious.
alt-right YouTuber. 100% and say this is like a left smear job to censor him or something like that. 100%.
But, like,
write
what-
it down.
Did you see that Colin like asked him to come on Fireside Chat or
course he
whatever,
did.
and everybody immediately shit on both of them?
Yeah,
Colin's
I don't
a
know.
bad
We can
person.
talk about he is, but we can talk about that whether he's like a journalist should interview him.
Absolutely. Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. Why not? That
Jason-
doesn't make sense to just not interview people that you just do
Schreier
bad
wants
things.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should. You should get the fuck. I want to know why.
What is
Everyone
the
does.
point?
We
I don't-
learned so much. Do you not remember Stephen Glass? Like, you can learn so much by, like, learning about these people.
Like, but, like, what are we going to learn? I don't understand what
it's a lot. You learn a lesson. Like, that's the whole fucking
I feel like we already learned the lesson.
It's just interesting to hear his thought process and
It's like
explanation.
watching
that's what I'm saying. That's not, like, what journalists are for. They're not to, like, cover things just because they're interesting and potentially, like, give this guy a platform and he doesn't deserve one.
Why is it giving him, like, I don't understand. Just because somebody's interviewing him.
I'm just taking the devil's advocate argument. I don't know how I actually feel, but I'm just saying.
It's the same reason people watch, like, gore videos. You just want to know.
I just don't understand why interviewing
that's what I'm saying. I don't think gore videos are, like, what we should...
Tomato, like...
What? Like, sitting him down and talking to him about it doesn't mean you're giving him a platform.
Literally, that's what it is.
That's what a platform
How?
is.
Like, to me, when you say you're giving someone a platform, it sounds like you're giving them an opportunity to speak and advocate for what they were doing.
That's what you would do.
Which, sure, but, like...
Yes, if you think, based on his video that he put out, I don't think he's going to go in the interview and say, yeah, I fucked up.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, the point of the conversation is for us to understand why he did it, not to... advocate for plagiarism, like. To
but
me,
I think what he's gonna do is be like, I don't know, man. He's gonna muddy the waters. Is what he's gonna try to do. Is be like.
So you think he's gonna change somebody's mind about whether?
I don't know if he's gonna change his mind, but why are we even gonna like? What is the point? What is the editorial value in having somebody just go up there and lie?
I think more than anything, and a lot of people have cited this, it's just a morbid curiosity. Is that
it's entertainment more than it is news. It's
then like that's why are news people caring about it? You know what I'm saying?
It's probably a net negative. But it's the same reason that all the local news sites try to get footage of, like, gruesome car crashes. Like, it just sells. And, like, I honestly believe...
it leads. They teach you that in J school, you know what I'm saying?
Is that true? They say
J school?
Yeah.
I honestly believe that, like, people like Danny O'Dwyer...
I don't actually call it J school.
Danny O'Dwyer and, like, Jason Schreier and them, they understand probably the implication of interviewing him, but I think they also just really want to know why, just like everyone else. If they stopped, like, I'm sure they have, but if you really think about it, it's probably not worth bringing that can of worms up and, like, letting him advocate for his actions, and he should just be condemned. But
like, if it was one thing where it's like on the fence, maybe he didn't, but like it's clear, it's not allegations anymore. He clearly did this, and the only thing, like, maybe I can see in like 3 years. He can have, like, I don't even want to give him, like, a redemption thing.
It's
either.
like just an insight into the human condition, almost. Just like, how could any person rationalize something like this? I want to hear him say why he did
that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't...
He won't say that, probably.
No, he definitely won't.
And that in itself is interesting. Like, how can you, after all of the just fucking undeniable evidence that you've done this thing that people say that you did... How could you possibly sit there and defend yourself?
But if you put him on a show...
That's what I want to see, is what he's going to say.
And here's the only problem with that, is if you put him on, like, Kinda Funny or something, and let him say that...
That would be a weird platform for that.
Anything. You put him on fucking Split Screen, or Colin's show even, and you let him say that, and people are like, wow, that's really interesting, that's fucked up. He is then more popular, and he now has an audience. Like, that's just
He's got an audience now, by that, like, standard. Like,
but it's all confined to people, like, seeking him out. He's not being brought to new people and being, like, show-ponied, like, this is the guy that plagiarized all his articles. Like,
that doesn't
it's like
make sense
Billy Mitchell. You go on, you create a villain narrative, and then they get...
I see what you're saying if he goes on, like, 60 Minutes or something, but if Colin... It's the same people
I mean, 60 Minutes is, like Cottontale would be the 60 Minutes of, like, gaming, like, if you're...
Yeah, but it's not being brought to, like, a whole new... Like, you're acting like we're corrupting a news sect of, like, it's the same people.
It's not corrupting. It's, like, explaining to people why this is happening and making them, like, feel for the guy or relate to him in like, a certain way. Because right now, it's just, like, a picture of him on a news story, and then here's what guy did wrong. Then if you put a voice to that and give him a platform to explain himself, people then, hey, maybe he's just a bad...
But we already saw that go wrong. Like, he tried to do that himself, and it backfired in such a big way.
So now he's like, all right, that fucked up. Now somebody's going to give me another chance. Let's get it right this time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I do, but I don't agree.
Like, I don't know. It's
the same fucking way that when... Trump does something really stupid and gets himself into hot water. He just does another stupid thing, and people leap to that, and they forget instantly what he did last week. It would just be him.
It's not the same as that. It's not what he's gonna do.
Him going out there and having a new thing to think about with him associated. It's just like a primal, like you now have a new thing. You have a new perspective on him.
Yeah, but it's not the same as that.
Well,
it's more.
I get what you're saying.
It's more like fucking, like, if you're gonna have somebody on your show that's just gonna lie, there's no editorial value in doing that. There is none. Ever.
There's really no reason to give him the benefit of the doubt at this point. There's not.
I understand what you're saying, but we're not giving him the benefit of
I know,
anything.
but like I feel like you're under the impression that he's gonna go on this thing and be like, I fucked up.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. I'm not saying the interviewer is not going on there saying like, hey man, like I just want to understand what you did. I'm saying the interviewer is coming at him like, why did you do this? What were you thinking? Did you really think you'd get away with it? Like, and then if he defends himself, then the line of questioning changes. It's like, it just depends on what he says. I'm not saying that the interviewer is going on there to give him the benefit of the doubt. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. There is no doubt.
Yeah, no. There is no doubt. But that's why there's no fucking point in doing it, in my opinion.
It's just
like,
interesting.
It's like when you interview, like, someone like Charles Manson and you put his interviews out there and a bunch of girls are like, oh my god, I want to fuck him now. Like, it's just, you put the bad guy to an audience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it's like, people are like, I like that.
Didn't Charles Manson die?
I don't think so.
Like, recently?
Yes, he did.
Why did she turn on?
Alexa's like, what? Charles?
The Dark Lord has risen. Oh my god.
But does that analogy I feel like makes more sense.
Yeah, that was good.
It's like, yeah, and it's not that we're exposing him to a new audience, but all the people now reporting on him are saying he got caught.
Charles Manson was born in Cincinnati?
Cool.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
And that's not cool. Charles Manson's a terrible man.
Cool.
Terrible man.
Cool.
Dude. The curse is with us.
Virulent misogynist and rapist and racist, terrible person.
Pretty metal.
Pretty
Maybe
terrible.
we should make a documentary.
That is very
starring
metal. Like Gigi Allen is very Charles Manson.
Pretty cool.
Charles Manson, bad guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People's obsession with Charles Manson, bad.
Bad time.
Same thing as their obsession with Hitler. Did you guys see that video of the fucking guy? We're way off topic on all these shits. Do you guys care, or do you have to be somewhere? You don't have to be anywhere.
As long as we keep it under 120.
All right, fine. There's a video of this dude who's getting in there. He's like an alt-right guy.
Yeah.
And it was about the recently the 1 year anniversary of the Charlottesville stuff just happened, and
like 12 people showed up.
Yeah, like 12 people showed up. He was one of the guys who wanted to show up but couldn't because he's so broke now that he also lives with his parents and was giving this interview with this other guy. Talking, and you hear his dad in the background.
Oh, yeah.
You hear his dad in the background. It's like, Johnny, get out of my room! Or something.
He's like, my dad's been corrupted by the history.
Because they've been cucked.
No.
He's like, my parents they've been cucked. I was like, oh, and this guy's in his sailboat, and he's like, yeah, I'm probably gonna have to sell this at a loss now because this is when I was making big bucks. And I'm like,
he's like, yeah, I've been so depleted of funds by the liberal the lawsuits that I've been trying
just throwing out, like, you know.
And the best, is the part where he's like, yeah, my dad's been corrupted by History Channel propaganda about the Nazis, and so that's saying they were bad.
History Channel's like, aren't they like somewhat right leaning?
I don't know.
That's what I read. That might not be true.
I mean, I feel like they're probably militaristic in a certain aspect because they're all
absolutely
covering like military stuff. But
God
anyway, fucking, and then he's like, yeah, he's completely cucked by the history. It's just so fucking funny.
It's parody, like it has to be.
Oh my dude, no, they 100%.
It's funny because that whole movement started with a bunch of edgy like 20-year-olds on 4chan being mostly ironic, and then a bunch of like older, dumber people like really cling to it like it's a real ideology, and now it's a real thing.
I don't know. I feel like it's mostly young 20-year-olds.
But like those two guys, they have no idea that this like, and I'm not giving these people the benefit of the doubt, but like the alt-right movement started as just a bunch of dumb memes.
Way off topic.
And then these old fucking racist idiots are like,
I don't think it started as a bunch of dumb
real
memes. I think people like meant the memes they were saying.
Probably, but that was their defense. That was their smokescreen.
Yeah, I don't think it was dumb.
We're now a politics podcast.
We're not. I enjoyed this a lot better.
See the thing where it was like there was like a biker rally thing that was like sponsored by Trump or whatever, and dude was like a
had an SS tattoo on
Nazi,
his fucking, had a fucking SS tattoo on, and then people were like, "It says Kiss, you just can't see the KI."
Kiss.
Like, yeah, that adds up.
That's
a biker
fantastic.
would definitely have a fucking Kiss tattoo.
Kiss that's not too bad. Kiss.
They might have like a Slayer tattoo.
How does Kiss? What do we think about Kiss?
You're really stereotyping bikers right now.
Kiss
Dude. They can't like
is
Kiss.
not very metal. They're not very biker, are they?
Come on, everybody, go.
They're like
seats.
glam.
Come on, everybody.
They're good, but I don't think that's like a biker band.
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if Kiss is good.
You like what you like.
There's something else, you know. That's it for the news this week. In case you
Sure
guys
fucking is.
This brings us to the announcements and delays section of the podcast, where Diablo 3 on Switch is coming out. It got leaked in a Forbes article. Coming out later this year. It's called Diablo 3 something or another.
I'm gonna buy it because I fucking hate myself.
Jesus Christ. Didn't you, like, stop playing it because you played it so much trying to get the platinum, you ended up not
Oh yeah, I'm
liking it?
like really close to the platinum, but I'm so tired of it that like I can't get
So
the
you're just
platinum.
gonna buy it?
But I'm gonna get it on
Oh
Switch.
my god.
and
People
play
are
it
the
again.
worst.
Yeah.
Also, Spyro was delayed into November.
Oh, you missed one.
Oh, did I?
The Messenger has a release date of August 30th.
Fuck yeah, dude. I'm all about
The
that.
game looks fucking...
August 30th in 2 weeks?
Yes.
Let's fucking go!
I'm so excited.
That game
for the
looks sick as shit.
And
Is it on everything, or is it just Switch? I can't remember.
a Switch and PC.
Okay, cool. That brings us then to games out this week, which include...
Did you get Guacamelee? Is that out?
Yeah, I'm about to say it. Jesus Christ.
Out today!
Out tomorrow, Guacamelee 2 on PS4 and PC. Shenmue 1 and 2 remastered on PS4, Xbox, and PC. And then on Thursday, Gone Home is coming to Switch. That was also announced this week, but I'm just putting that out.
Cool.
Finally, good game. Good game.
You're looking forward to Guacamelee?
I very much am. I very much am.
I heard you and Cheyenne had a little Overcooked 2
If you want to get into this, we can
I
all
do.
do.
I did not know
I
that.
wanna
Level
know.
5-3 in Overcooked is the hardest thing in the entire world. It is. Spoilers for the new mechanic.
Is it
in Overcooked.
harder than...
It's harder than any
Orphan
level
of Cos?
I couldn't. No, I mean,
It's hard
yeah,
to
it's
compare.
harder than Orphan of Cos. Yeah.
Okay.
It is. You're on. So it's like a ring around you,
So-
and like over here is the meats that you have to have. Over down in this corner is the rice. You're making burritos.
Uh-huh.
Down over here is the rice. Over here is what's over here? Oh, over here is the cutting boards,
Okay.
and then over here is the fryers.
Tortilla?
Fryers.
Do you have
No,
tortillas?
Tortillas are up by where the meat is.
Okay.
And then the go out thing is like right here,
Uh-huh.
and the dishes thing is right here.
Okay.
Anyway, and it's all the entire like middle part is all a canyon, like a cavern.
Oh,
Like, if you
good.
fall in, you die.
Yeah.
And then you're on like probably a 3x3 thing. 3x3. What do I want to call it? I don't know. Like a platform that you move with like a joystick.
Fuck.
And you like so you can, it's not like one of you can be doing something else like while the other one does something. You know what I'm saying?
You gotta
You have to do
prioritize.
everything at once,
Fuck.
and it's impossible.
So you have to we need 3 meats in the next 1 or 2 minutes. We're gonna grab those and put them on the platform.
And the other thing, on the platform, there's only space to put down 5 things. So it's fucking hard. And Cheyenne and I did it. We've 3-starred everything in 2 or 3 tries. We did this level for 2 hours.
Jesus Christ.
I was losing
Did you
my
get the
mind.
3
It
stars?
was we got 2
Oh my
stars and
God.
never did any better. It's incredible.
So I'm giving up the platinum dream forever.
I mean, I'm not giving up. We're gonna do it. I refuse. We didn't play the rest of the game. We just stopped playing.
because me and my Cheyenne were the same way. We felt like gods at Overcooked. We heard people have trouble with it. We're like, we got 3 stars 2 or 3 tries every time. This shit scares me because
Dude.
Overcooked 2 looks hard as fuck.
It's up until this point, there was a few when I say 2 or 3 tries, I mean 2 it's
Is
usually
this patch worthy? Is this too?
it's
fucking
not
hard?
that hard, but when we're doing you can't make a mistake.
Yeah.
Is where it's at. On the other ones, you can make a mistake, and if I make a mistake, she can make up for it, or vice versa. No one can make a mistake in this level. It's
Like a fucking wild
when it becomes no one can make a mistake. It's not that no one can make a mistake in oh, I dropped something off the edge, or no one can make a mistake in that I put this on the wrong area of the desk. So now that fucked up 2 other things because we can't put something down there to carry it over there.
Jesus.
You have to be perfect.
How many
at
times
every
have you
step.
choked at the last second?
We've gone all the way to the end. Usually we'll go halfway through and we're not getting this.
I
Let's
assume
just
you know
reset.
exactly how many you need.
Yeah, I know. We've been one off before as far as we've gone.
That's
But
tragic.
we've been to the end 3 times, and every time it's 1 off, 1 order
Fuck.
off. But it's infuriating.
Have you looked up any strats?
No, I don't want to do all that.
No?
I don't want to.
I would.
I think the way we could do it is there's some other stuff that we could do. I don't know.
You think about it at night. You're like, oh fuck, we should try that.
We were trying like after a while we started trying like because all the pots are over here and all the skillets are over here. We were like trying to like mix up where we put a pot on a skillet burner and, but that didn't really make a difference. And it was whole and I was like Cheyenne started trying to throw shit. But like,
can you like throw
you
stuff
gotta
across?
probably.
Well, no. If you yes, you do have to throw. But if you throw like there, it's literally like a 1-by-1 like thing. If you miss, you lose that item.
I bet like 1 or 2 skill shots could put you over.
Like that's probably what it is. But like
guaranteed.
you can't. It's so like because it's not that big a deal if you grab something and then throw it over there in a regular game. But like grabbing something and missing a throw in this one is now we have to go all the way back here and get the meat again because it's fucking and like. It's not you have to get it's both of us because we both have to be driving it. It's impossible. I can show you guys after this. But anyway, that's what I got going with Overcooked. We're gonna skip topic of the week, I guess.
We already had it. It was the Metacritic.
Yeah, the Metacritic versus
Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes thing. And that brings us. I guess that's Overcooked news. That brings us to what we have been playing. I want to start real quick and talk about Detroit. I finally finished Detroit.
Oh, good.
Detroit's fucking bad.
I told you it got worse.
Dude, it's
was I right?
so bad. You're not gonna play Detroit, are you? Are you?
I kind of want to. Like, yeah. If you
Okay,
could
I'm not
not
gonna
us, that'd be
play
cool.
them.
But
Did they sing?
Did they sing? No one sang.
No, you didn't have that?
I got the bad ending. Like
a lot of people did.
That because the bad ending makes fucking sense. This isn't a spoiler. The bad ending.
I've heard one of the endings.
The bad ending is just like you didn't actually become like Mahatma Gandhi. And like didn't do like let them like kill you at every corner.
Yeah,
that's the bad ending. If you don't like make the humans feel as comfortable as possible at every like hour, like of time, then like they're like the androids are bad. We should kill them.
Yeah.
Like and no matter what, if they have any negative opinion of you,
you're not android.
And like
Jesus.
and like so like I wasn't like one time like there's one time where like you're like marching down the street. This is I don't know. You're marching down. I'm gonna send it. You're marching down the street and like fucking. Like, cops start, like, hitting you with batons and shit like that. And, like, your options are, like, don't do anything and, like, let them... Or, like, fight back. And I was like, fight back. Fuck this shit. And, like, it's like, the humans hate you now. Or something.
God.
And it's so binary like that to the point of, like, absolute, like, fucking trash.
So what you're saying is, all these black people wouldn't be getting shot if they would just, like, comply with the police. Is that the moral of the story?
That's the moral of the story.
That's fucked up. I didn't really think about it like that.
That is the moral of the story.
Because I watched people be like... do the campaign and they were saying like what's his name is just Android Jesus or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was like that bad.
It's
like self-defense is like a punishable by death crime.
Yeah.
Fuck. That's extremely bad
like
signal.
I don't know. There's like other like asking for things that are like human rights is like a bad thing.
No, your furniture.
Yeah, like
the furniture isn't fighting us anymore. We'll let it
like
live.
that's how it views it, and like the way shit is bad, and just overall, and the dialogue is bad, and Connor sucks. I don't like Connor. I didn't like Frank either.
I like Connor. Frank's great. They're the only 2 good characters in the whole game.
And they don't do anything interesting. Like it focuses so much on this like political narrative, which I'm fine with if it was good, but I'm just gonna call it bad because it was. Which I'm like, I don't have a problem that they focus on that.
Hillary Clinton is president.
Yeah. It's like a mishmash of like Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump and Elizabeth Warren.
She's like kind of like right.
She's a liberal president. I think she is Hillary Clinton, but like if she had like no political experience and like because there's like articles you can read in it where it's like this celebrity is becoming president.
Oh, okay, so it's like Hillary Clinton.
It's like them. They just like because the game I'm sure was being developed before 2016. They're just like we gotta hedge our bets here on this one just in case. But she's not really in it at all.
Okay.
The dialogue is bad. At random moments, it becomes a fucking like a different game for like different characters, which I thought was actually pretty cool. That would be my one like good thing about it is that like I wish it just wasn't like it had no political leaning. I know it has to because of like the message it's trying to send in the game, but
which is the wrong one apparently.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is, but like I understand that it has to have a political leaning, but like. The parts where it's not like there's this one part where you like basically go to like an old abandoned amusement park and it's like kind of creepy and like it does that pretty like okay and well like But then there's other parts that just
I like how you're so just like not high on this game that even the part that you like, you're like, it's okay. I almost.
Like it's dude. That's how I feel, man. It's just like I don't know, man. It's something. It's
How long is that shit? Like
it wasn't that long. It was probably like I think I originally stopped playing it about 60% of the way through. When I first talked about it way back when I first came out, and then I finished it up recently. It's probably like 8 hours, 10 hours, something like that.
Okay.
Not that like taxing. And I was doing like a little bit of the side stuff, trying to get more options and stuff like that. But like when it's not, Marcus is so bad, dude. Just everything with your little like terrorist organization is just bad.
Is it better or worse than Heavy Rain?
I haven't never finished Heavy Rain, but I know what happens.
it's got to be worse, right?
But like from what I played,
Heavy Rain's not good.
Say from what I've heard, it's worse. Heavy Rain definitely has problems, but
like when I played Heavy Rain, I wasn't like in love with or anything like that. But like
David Cage is such a fucking hack.
this game,
I
like,
liked Heavy Rain.
The Heavy Rain, I guess, doesn't have like an overarching political narrative. This is just like just take it on the chin, guys. Like it's
fucking
just
bootlickers unite.
it's like not like it's dude. It kind of is. Dude. It's like fucking bad. It literally what this game is in a nutshell is in high school when they teach you Martin Luther King is peaceful, Malcolm X is terrible, evil man.
Yeah, okay.
That is what this game is in a nutshell.
Hey,
like,
don't resist. Violence
like
is
dude,
never
it's
the answer.
like yes.
Yeah, so
That is like literally. It's like your race of people is gonna be exterminated.
funny,
Don't fight back.
Which one of those people was on the FBI watch list? Oh wait, both of them. Were.
Yeah, it's absurd.
Fuck
And
you.
like Martin Luther King also wasn't fucking like Mr. Peace guy.
No.
But yeah, it's
Cool. Well,
don't.
it turns
play
out
Detroit.
France might not have the best understanding
Detroit.
of civil rights movements
In the United
in
States.
The US. Wow,
Also, I think it has overtaken Far Cry 5 for my worst game of the year. That's where I'm at right now.
Okay.
Because Far Cry 5, at least some of it was fun. Like I enjoyed like the open world aspects sometimes. Like I didn't love them, but
Stand
like,
by my 9 out of 10 for Far Cry.
yeah, no, I don't. But
Thought it was
like
really
9 out of 10. Damn.
I liked it a lot.
Detroit.
I accept that it is not perfect.
That's fine. Detroit is worse than Far Cry 5 from a narrative point of view and from just like also like oh my god, I have so many problems with this game. Like a conversation point of view, they don't do that much interesting stuff. Where like when you're when you're investigating stuff with Connor, that's pretty cool in that like it kind of fleshes that out where you can like look in where you want and like they do thing I like in games where it's like they set a time limit for stuff, and then, like if you don't hit the time limit, shit, like fuck, you know what I'm saying? Like it's not like in a normal game, it's like the place is about to blow, but then you can just sit around in like the lobby forever, like in like so there's no actual like consequence. In this game, it's like you're in like a fucking like a brothel basically, and it's like their minds get reset in 10 minutes. We have to find the killer right in this moment.
Oh, that
and
part
like,
was kind of cool.
Like
that
that
one part that I thought would look
that
good.
part in like the opening sequence is like pretty cool. Like you have to go out there and find the girl before the guy kills her. But then it's like after that, it's like then you go talk to Frank. It's like, what'd you think about all that? And it's like the most limited options ever. It's like that was good, or it's like androids aren't people, or something like that. And it's just it's like there's no in depth like narrative layers. And also
he's not programmed to be in depth, Charles.
but like they're also like what they do with the whole android like consciousness thing is like they just don't address it. They're just like, androids are conscious, don't worry about how they got that way. We're not going to get into the sci-fi of it, really. We're just all going to worry about this
Sounds
political.
to me like Mass Effect did a better job with like AI and that kind
Dude,
of shit.
100%. The Geth is way more interesting than fucking the androids in this game.
And Edie, like the fucking...
Oh,
shit
Edie,
that-
yeah, definitely. Well, no, the Geth's like digital or whatever. Like
They're like a
hive mind
collective
or whatever.
conscious, yeah.
Yeah,
Edie
like
is
that's
like
what
an
I'm
AI.
yeah.
Oh, the Geth, like just the Vex. The Vex.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, to a lesser degree, yeah.
I'm gonna
Dude,
make
also
everything a
they
machine.
do a fucking like I'm spoiling it a little. They do a march part.
I'm not gonna play. You just fucking.
They do like a March on Washington thing where they're like and you can literally pick the chance where it's like they will not destroy not choose will not replace us, but they do like androids are alive and stuff like that.
Okay.
And like as you're doing it, like Marcus has the ability to like he touches you and then you become awoke.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's not a joke.
Wokeness is by touch.
Yeah, they actually call it like awaking people and stuff like that.
To like humans or to other androids?
To androids.
Okay.
So you can touch them and he turns into like a mechanical
And they
hand.
get like their little blue thing.
But
turns
no,
red.
yeah, and their blue thing turns red or whatever. They're walking down the street and like you're like part of like a mini. It's not a mini.
You just
game.
like running around poking people, waking them up?
at first that's what you're doing. Then later on, it's like he gets the power to do it telepathically. So then you just see people and you press X. He's like, rise, and you're walking down the street like androids are alive.
Literally, Android Jesus.
That's 100% what happens. It's ridiculous.
Also, in the good ending, there's one part where you're all standing together outside. I don't know what's happening, but you have the option to start singing as a group with all of the other androids, and they just start singing, and then it's on the news, and people are like, "Wow, look how nice they are."
Yeah, they hear the song, and they're like, "Whoa!"
In the bad, in the bad ending, the way the bad ending works is like Marcus, like the way I did it, like basically we became like a terrorist organization where fucking we were like planting. Like they do at the end, they start sending the androids to concentration camps, and the game expects you to be like, "We should be peaceful." I'm like, what the fuck? No. And so like you get like a mortar and you're like taking over one of the concentration camps basically.
Yeah.
And Kara like didn't want anything to do with it, and so she's trying to get out of Dodge or whatever, and she gets stopped at a border checkpoint, and they're like, are they gonna let her through or not? And the guy realized like they have scanners to tell them if they're androids or not, and they scan her, and she's like, please don't tell anybody. And then he looks at the TV. And it's like androids attacking Detroit City or whatever. And he's like, she's an android. And it's like, what the fuck? That's so trash. It's so bad. Oh, I hate
I mean, out of context, like, what's bad about that? Like,
the fact that, like, they were literally, like, sending
peaceful
androids
protests met with violent resistance, and then expecting you to just be like, yeah, let's just keep trying that until it works.
Like no, like you get like they're literally sending androids. So the logical choice I would say is to not let that happen and not let these sentient beings like get in mass killed.
Yeah. I'm talking about that moment. It sounded like you were saying like his reaction didn't make
No,
sense.
but I mean it is a little like corny. He's like he looks at it and then
corny,
looks at the TV
sense.
and he's like, androids are bad. That is like really corny.
So that kind of shit happens. Like people see that like.
But the fact that that's the game, the game's choice.
Yeah.
Is like if you choose to stick up for yourself, then this main character you've been playing the whole game, who's probably the best character, then dies because of that. There's no way to get out of her dying.
Isn't there one where there's like two people are like on a boat or something, and then like
I don't know.
That's Kara and the little girl.
That's probably if you cross the river.
Yeah. See, I've already heard like 3 of the endings.
I heard that on kind of funny.
Yeah.
Well, who was that dog?
Gary, I think was talking about that.
Yeah, I didn't do that ending. I did the ending like that's if you stay with this woman named Rose or whatever, and she was cool, but I didn't. Also, the other scene, the adventure park scene is pretty cool. Where you're doing that, I thought that was cool. And there's another scene where you go to this guy. They're like, he'll help you, and it's kind of like the Underground Railroad. Basically, is like how they like kind of make it, which is even cornier. But like, he's not a good guy.
You know what handled androids better than this? Nier Automata.
Probably, yeah.
Everything, yeah.
Fucking Ex Machina was more. There's like an
Ex
Ex Machina
because
scene
they didn't look human, and you still felt sympathy. That's a challenge.
Like Nier was incredible. It's like up there
really
with my
good
list
game.
games.
I never finished it. I think I have your copy of it still somewhere.
Probably.
But but you go to this guy who's like gonna help you get across the border or whatever, and it turns out like no, he just like experiments on androids and like kills them.
Oh
basically.
yeah, I do remember that.
And like that scene was like pretty cool because it's like an interesting. It's like kind of fucked up or whatever. And then it's like you go right back on to Marcus, who's like, all right, we gotta have the most binary choices possible about like violence and like there's no gray area. It is very much like
gray.
The
morally gray intensifies.
It's very much the fucking like Infamous thing where like hit the red one for bad, hit the blue one for
sick of
like and it's so bad.
It's like, wow, dude, Alliance blue, fucking Horde red, good, bad.
Good guy, good.
Like, there's no actual color system in it, but, like, I don't know.
Like, it might as well be.
Yeah.
But then I like games where, like, it's all of your moral choices are, like, isolated incidents. Like, I think Red Dead 2 will probably be like that. Like, you can be a good guy whenever you feel like, and everybody's not going to be like, hey, you're the guy that killed someone 3 towns over a minute ago.
Yeah.
Like, that shit's stupid.
Yeah, no, you kill somebody and then you, like, walk through the middle of town like, ah!
Your horns are growing out of your head.
You literally just described Fable. You remember that? You actually grew horns when you were evil.
Bad boy.
Isn't that what happens in Metal Gear 2?
Yeah, if you kill a lot of people, your shrapnel horn gets bigger.
Yeah, Detroit's bad, dude. Don't waste your time on it. There's better games. It is really pretty. No, that I will give it credit for that, but like it's not like I wish there were more story-driven games that were good like that.
I remember
That had
when
that budget behind it.
When Heavy Rain was in the zeitgeist, I literally I was at my mom's for the weekend and couldn't do anything but play Heavy Rain, and it was like a shitty rainy weekend, and I literally was like in my bedroom playing Heavy Rain all weekend. And fucking came out of my bedroom just like depressed.
Yeah. You say you had like Tetris effect, like you were moving like the character.
Yeah, you literally like it was fucking weird. I was I would like open my fridge and just like stare in there for a second, and just be like, oh. And then close it.
And then you like half circled the fucking joystick to open it again. Like fuck, I need to get the ketchup out of there, and I need that for the mission.
Incomplete prompt.
Oh my god, and also dude, and like the like stylized like kind of like big like escape sequences or whatever you want to call them, like missions where you're like doing the like quick time event button prompts and stuff like that are all fucking like just not like engaging at all. And like the way you can do like, so they're like androids, so they can like it's like I gotta get from here to up on top of that shipping crate or whatever. I'm gonna do some cool parkour moves to do it, and like there's
so goofy.
There's no way to like fail them. Like you can only succeed because it's like I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and then it tells you like, nope, that's not gonna work. I'm like, cool. I would have liked to have like tried something out and like figured it out myself rather than just like the Android sensor telling me that like, no, it's not gonna work. Pick a different one. It's like,
that's annoying.
It's dumb.
Yeah.
Like it's not like.
What's the point?
It's not trial and error. Like it's not even that it's not trial and error. It's like you can't be creative. It's like there's one path that's gonna work, and
that it forces you into.
Yes.
Why even give you the choice?
That's what yes.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's not like in a normal one, it's like, well, you took the less optimal path. Now you have to do a quick time event to get out of it. That you can still succeed, but like maybe he gets a scratch on his layers. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
And that comes up
like
later.
in Heavy Rain, there were parts.
But like in this one, it's literally like, nope, that's not the optimal path. Do a different one.
Yeah.
It shows you like before you do it.
It's like in Heavy Rain when you gotta like cut off your finger. You gotta like find the best way to do it and not like mortally wound.
Yeah.
Ethan.
Yeah. Oh god, dude, there's some fucking trash in this game.
Heavy Rain's still the best one, I think.
I've
watched them all. I haven't played them. I feel honestly
there's
the same thing.
Fucking goofy parts in it. Like there's a perfect example of what you were just saying. That we were watching like a streamer that you watched play the other day, and there's the scene where you're trying to like run from the cops, and you can either go like down and out of the building or up onto the rooftop. Which like, why the fuck would you go onto the roof? But the guy
did he do that?
Yeah, he went onto the roof.
Classic.
It's pretty funny.
He fucking does the dumbest thing in all situations.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you guys have been playing WoW. How's that going?
I think we covered most of it. I will say that I am enjoying it a lot. My review will be positive at this point.
Yeah, I have a new main this time around.
So yeah,
same.
Playing Salandro.
I don't know what that means, but yeah.
I don't know who you're playing.
So I usually main like either a healer or like a melee. This time I'm meaning a monk, which I've never really played a monk before, so that's fun. Been having a good time. Their specs are good.
I'm playing Warlock. I've always healed, and so I'm not healing this expansion, and I don't want to.
Yeah, I've always been a healer or melee DPS.
Yeah, we both healed, at least off spec healed. I'm gonna alt my paladin though. I want to make a dark iron paladin, super bad. So when I unlock those boys, they're dwarves, but their skin is like charcoal gray, and they have red eyes and like really like fiery beards. It's pretty cool.
That's more metal than Kiss.
Right. So I'm really excited to make one of those.
Wish you could put a Kiss tattoo on your dark iron dwarf.
The best part is I already have a really good paladin transmog that's gonna go great on a. You know the warrior set from Black Hands Raid, the like really like dark iron the fire, and then I have his hammer.
Is that the one that has like the gears? And
yeah, I'm gonna fucking wear that. It's gonna be so fucking good, dude. I'm so excited. And their Tabar is great too. I can't wait to unlock them. Who knows when that's gonna happen? 8.1 probably.
Yeah, I like hate the like most of the monk gear like aesthetically.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that goes.
It looks good. All the gear, all the greens look cooler than some of the raid sets do. Like the Oldham raid sets.
I hated the monk tier sets.
They look kind of shitty, but like the greens you get from questing, I'm like, I look kind of cool.
I look great right now.
This is the best artistically. Like the art team is doing the best work they've ever done.
I look like a fucking dope sea captain right now, dude. It's pretty cool.
The way that they push the aesthetic to make up for the graphics is crazy. Like every little. Like Overwatch does it too. Like their art style makes up for the lack of fidelity. Like the clouds in Stormsong, like the way that it like wisps at the top, and like the skybox is so cool, and like everything looks kind of pastel. Like the bushes aren't really defined, but they look good for it because you're not paying attention to the little details. So like Yeah, they're killing
Also,
it.
the game is like pretty cartoony. Like,
I
that's
love
why
the
they-
art style. I love the way they've taken it. It used to be a limitation of the engine, but now they're leaning into that, and everything looks really good. Like all the gear and all the weapons look really good. And all the mounts look awesome.
But that does kind of take away from some of it, especially since they're trying to lean more into like character-driven
Serious.
narratives.
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to take it seriously when everybody's a fucking cartoon.
I don't know if I agree because I feel like
I wouldn't have said that until like we were just talking about it last night. Until like I actually started getting into like, they call it like cross-media narrative, where they've got a
the
bunch
book.
of
You were like
the
imagining
books. They have
everything,
comics.
yeah.
They have those Warbringer cinematics. Like, there's a ton of lore and narrative outside of the game itself that actually matters in game.
Yeah.
That is so much easier. It's like so much more engaging and like
When there isn't a
effective.
shitty animation playing,
Right,
like
when
a
like
stock
Undead
animation.
is the best example, where like their story is like fucked up and really sad, but in game they're these fucking goofy spiky haired guys jumping around playing air guitar.
Yeah.
Like it's just
That's just Blizzard's, like they always have that humor injected. Like
yeah, but it's there's so much potential there for like the politics that go on between
See,
like
I kind
Stormwind
of-
and like.
I disagree because I feel like it's something for everyone, and if you want to lean,
I'm not
more
saying it's
heavily-
bad at all. I'm just saying there's so much more to be had.
Yeah.
If, I think the art style and the goofy like cartoony engine, I think severely limits what they can do
I would be
the
with you
narrative.
for an engine update. I would like a WoW that looks more like Diablo 3 had like sort of a cartoony art style, but I feel like it would be a good balance for like a next, if they made a new World of Warcraft, like something
Yeah.
more dark but not completely lift away that.
That was my
cartoony
biggest
aesthetic.
complaint aesthetically from Diablo 2 to Diablo 3.
Diablo 3 looks
Diablo
like a
2
fucking
was like spooky.
baby's first Funland adventure. Like it's fucking pastels and just
Yeah.
like light, and it's they kind of rectified. They really rectified it in the last act that they added.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it was still like because it's in that.
well, it had
engine,
to be
it's
in
like,
that, yeah. But it was dark and it looked a lot better.
It's also partially because I played it as a kid, but Diablo 2 like legitimately freaked me out sometimes. Like that shit was
game's
creepy.
Aesthetically,
Also,
very spooky.
This is like another argument altogether, but like sometimes older games, like especially ones that are supposed to be scary or like scarier
Well, 'cause
because they
you're- yeah.
are older.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're filling in the blanks. That's how they describe it. Like Silent Hill, like 1 looks terrifying because like you can't really see what is there, so your mind is like kind of generating the most horrifying creature you can think of to fill all the little gaps in.
Yeah.
So yeah, old like low poly graphics are much scarier.
It's like the Edgar Allan Poe thing. Remember? The
Which
pit
one?
or whatever.
Oh, how you don't know what's in the pit, so your mind just like fills it in. Yeah, exactly. It's a
It's
good
like
analogy.
what do you call that? Like the fear,
Fear
of the unknown. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, a lot of good horror games are being made in that style now. There's one called Power Drill Massacre that's in development. There's a demo for it. It's fucking scary because it looks like Silent Hill 1, and you've got like the shitty tank controls, and like I want to see more games like that, but we'll see.
Cool.
Cool.
I thought it was a fun show.
That was a good
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
We made up for the lack of really compelling.
Yeah,
news
we
with
talked
our
about some
bullshit.
interesting stuff. My name's Charles Blaze. You can find me on Twitter at Charles2, and on Instagram at Charles2, hashtag Charlie Pullman Reviews. I'm out of shirts to wear.
On your review.
No more shirts. I've worn all my shirts.
I saw you got a pretty nice setup in there now.
So yeah, I got that going on. Aaron, where can everybody find you?
Aaron M. Weeks on Twitter.
Cool. And David?
What am I, my guy Dave on Twitter? I don't tweet. Just don't.
I don't either.
Don't bother.
No big deal.
Not worth it.
Facebook.com/currentgaming, Twitter.com/currentgaming_, YouTube.com/currentgaming, and Twitch.tv/currentgaming_. You can find us on all there. This has been episode 67 of the Current Game Podcast, and peace.